Hey everyone, today witness two spacecraft crazy in space. Though not fast looking, they're zooming around Earth. Catching space stations isn't easy. The spacecraft must outpace Earth. Speed matters now. The death spin ahead had their hearts racing, and the commander was on the verge of shaking in his boots. The fuel was only enough for 3 failures. Sounds ambitious, right? But this docking isn't just about fuel. That spinning space station is a real headache. No time for trajectory calculations. Old War had to rely on experience and a brave heart, maneuvering slowly into the dock while spinning around. Hooray, hooray, hooray. They were so close to success on their first try, almost there. One little bump almost hit the spacecraft's solar panel, giving the space station a kiss. This failure didn't cause damage. Maybe the space station just wasn't ready for their next state. But it's gonna take forever to get to the next docking angle, and Olwo and his buddy literally didn't have the fuel to chase that. To save fuel, Olwo wasn't planning on using that trick again. It's time to get the spacecraft ready and crank up the speed. He was preparing to activate the drifting mode in space, determined to push the speed to its limit and attempting to activate the docking system early. He was speeding up to sync with the station at 110 meters per second, all while weaving around to catch that fleeting moment. Hit that docking perfectly. You got this, Olwo. You got this, Zuziming. Every minute counts. Move a little left, a little right, up, down, forward, and back. Hurry up, Olwo. Calm down, calm down, calm down. Alright, dear, give it a kiss, then shut it down. Not enough speed, stay chill. Thanks to Olwo's epic maneuvers, the space station and the spacecraft finally stuck together, and Victor was about to wet his pants. The Grand Commander didn't dare to look, sweating bullets while putting on his headphones. He quickly asked Olwo for an update. Warning. Crew united. Solid sim launch successfully non-stop. Seriously, you guys are truly amazing. We were so nervous over here, it's like we're smoking too, it's unbelievable. The most dangerous first step was a success, and everyone cheered. Little did they know, the real challenges had just begun. Ground control was working like a well-oiled machine. Everyone got ready to head into the space station for repairs. With unknown pressure in the station, the engineers had to play guinea pigs. So they had no choice but to obey orders. Once Olwo returned to the spacecraft and locked the hatch, Victor firmly gritted his teeth and without hesitation opened the space station hatch, determinedly ready for another confrontation with death. The pressure inside the space station was stable, but the temperature was as cold as an ice cellar, with frost everywhere. The power outage turned the space station into a giant freezer, and when Olwo opened the PAL, it was all frozen too. Upon inspection, he found a burst pipe caused the leak. He sighed, feeling like Arvin, instantly frozen. The commander informed them they had 5 days to fix this, otherwise, it was game over. So, they used hoses to blow warm air into the station and opened the observation windows for sunlight to pour in. Victor pulled apart a radiator from the electrical system and, after some transformation, turned it into a makeshift heater. Full power could raise temp by 5 degrees, no time to waste. Victor handled the wiring, and Olwo adjusted the angles, making sure the solar panels soaked up as much sunlight as possible. The moment he touched the heater, it felt warm, and over time, the ice began to melt. When they opened the hatch, they were both shocked and delighted. Defrosting took almost 2 whole days. So Olwo blew water droplets aside, while Victor collected them with a bucket. But poor water droplets filled the cabin, causing Victor to rush and slam the spacecraft hatch shut. After a day of freezing work, the two measured the temperatures. Olwo hid the truth, running a fever of 38 degrees. He asked Victor to grab a water pouch from the corner, ready for a little vodka relief. Victor was curious how Olwo smuggled booze into space. Olwo just shrugged and squeezed the pouch. A shot of vodka went right down. For the fighting nation, no cold medicine compares. After some rounds of recovery, the next day, they were non-stop, gearing up for a major cleanup of the electrical components. But cleaning up the surrounding water was impossible. Despite their carefulness, droplets splashed right into their own ship. Victor was trying to power up the station, but saw no signs of life after wiring it up. So Olwo put on his spacesuit and went outside for an inspection, and lo and behold, he spotted some collision marks. The sensors were severely deformed, causing the power outage, and the commander quickly had engineers devise a response strategy. He then ordered Olwo back to the spacecraft to continue saving the day. Just as he was about to finish, contact with ground control cut off suddenly. Olwo quickly called Victor, only to hear the spacecraft through the observation window. Olwo saw chaos inside the spacecraft, quickly racing back, just in time to see Victor battling the fire. Victor was suddenly blown to the opposite side of the track by the unexpected airflow. In his panic, Olwo momentarily forgot to fasten his safety harness and, without hesitation, leaped out, managing to barely stabilize himself in the end.